you ever felt that you're not appreciated? I'm guessing you're going to say yes to that, because I think there are times in our lives where we don't feel appreciated. Well, if you don't feel your worth, move. Now, some of you are like, Steve, where are you going with this one? Well, let me give you this little analogy, and it'll kind of illustrate my point. You see, a bottle of water at Costco costs roughly 25 cents. That same bottle of water in a supermarket is worth about 50 cents. The same bottle of water in a bar is worth about $2. In a good restaurant or a hotel, it can be worth up to $3. And at an airport, that same bottle of water can be worth $5. The bottle and the brand is the same. The only thing that changes is the place. You see, each place gives a different value to the same product. So my point here is that if you are in a situation where you feel like you're undervalued, then move. You move, because you know what your value is, right? When you feel like you are worth nothing and everyone around you belittles you, well, change your place. You don't have to stay where you're at. Now, let me give you a little better understanding of what I'm trying to say here. When I got started in the networking profession, the first place that I went to was my family. And they beat me up. They said I was crazy, said that it was never going to work, told me to never quit my day job. It's a pyramid deal. Probably the owners of the company are going to end up in prison someday. And they didn't see it the way that I saw it. But I knew otherwise, okay? I knew people who were already making money in the business. And so I decided to move. I decided to move from listening to negativity, and in this case, it was my family members, and I moved over to really positive talk with people who were already successful. And we have the ability to do that. If you don't like where you're at, you have the ability to move. Just have the courage to change places and go to a place where you're given the value you deserve. Surround yourself with people who really appreciate your worth. See, I have very different friends today because of the path that I took. I grew up with some really great people, and I went to college with some really great people. And when I got involved in the networking industry, I went to those exact same people to show them why I was so excited. And very few of them were as excited as I was. In fact, some of them were really negative of the fact that I even showed it to them. Like, how dare you show me this pyramid thing? How dare you show me something that is basically a house of cards? And today, I'm not really close to those people anymore. I said, some of them I consider friends, but they're not people that I call every single day. I hang around like-minded people. And like-minded people, they stick together. Weed negative people out of your life. And don't ever settle for less. Guys, it's all about putting yourself in the right position and having confidence. Now, let me share with you a cute little story that I can't remember the first time that I heard this story, but obviously I liked it because I put it in my notes here. See, there was a business owner who was sitting on a park bench, and this business owner was wondering how he was going to stay out of bankruptcy. And just then, an old man sat down beside him. They started talking, and the businessman explained to this stranger the situation that he was in. Well, the old man took out his checkbook, and he wrote out a check, and he handed it to the businessman, and he said, "Meet me back here in 1 year, and you can pay me back." The man looked down and looked at the name on the check as the old man walked away. The check was for $500,000, and it was from John D. Rockefeller, one of the richest people in the world at the time. The businessman took the check, and he placed it in his safe. And he said, if my account hits zero, I can cash the check. He started making deal after deal after deal, and soon his business was taking off and becoming very profitable. Well, 1 year later, he was so determined to meet the old man, to thank him for his gratitude, and to return the uncashed check. He waited and he waited and he waited on that park bench. Well, finally, he saw the old man walking towards him. And just before he reached the businessman, a nurse caught up with the old man, and she said, I'm sorry, he's constantly escaping the retirement home and telling people that he's John D. Rockefeller. The businessman then realized he was making deal after deal without a safety net. He then knew his only problem was confidence and living a life of scarcity.